What's up, everybody? It's your boy Marty 3K, and today we're going to do a little cleaning of my Walther PDP F series. I was at the range recently, and I just need to get it cleaned down. I like to clean my firearm after every range trip. Maybe not immediately after, but I don't like to go between range trips. I like to have it clean every time I go shoot. It's not required. That's just what I like to do. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure we're safe as possible. As you see, there is no mag in right now. I'm going to make sure I'm in a safe direction. There's nothing pointing where I am, and I'm going to check. So I'm going to pull the slide back, lock it back, do a visual check, make sure there's not a round in the chamber, do a physical check, and making sure there's nothing in there, do another visual check, nothing in there, and I'm going to do another physical check just for giggles. I'm going to drop that slide gently, and I'm going to go ahead, aim it in the safe direction, pull that trigger, and then I'm going to do a takedown. I'm going to pull the takedown slide down, and then just separate the slide from the rest of the firearm. So now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to move this out the way for right now, and I'm going to break this down. This is the slide. I'm not going to take my sight off, but I am going to remove my spring and my my guide rod, and then I'm going to take the barrel out like so. Now this is married, so what I'm going to do now is, that's filthy. I can tell just visually looking at it, it's filthy. I'm going to add a generous coating of CLP on it. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this little rag I have here. For this, I'm going to use, get that back in the view, I'm going to use a nylon brush. I am back in the frame, and the reason I'm using a nylon brush for this and not a brass brush is because that guide rod is polymer, and I don't want to use any material on anything that is to clean harder than any of the other materials. So I'm just going to give this a good scrubbing. Oh, pickles. Just to break up whatever debris I have on here. Get that all in there. I'm going to put a little bit more on, because why not, right? Again, CLP stands for Clean, Lubricate, and Protect. And if you saw my last video, we're going to still add an additional bit of lubrication to this even after applying the CLP. Because the CLP, while it does lubricate, I just like a little bit more lubrication than what the CLP provides. And that might be overkill, but that's just how I like to roll. But just know you'll be fine if you wanted to just go with that CLP. So already, just with applying that good brushing, it's looking a lot cleaner than what it was previously. Now I'm just going to take this rag and wipe it down with the rag. That's just to actually, as opposed to breaking stuff up and loose. Now I'm just going to try to get all the debris out. And what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to make you stick around for this, we'll cut away. I'm going to get that rag in between the coils of that spring, and we're just going to go through each one. I'm going to start from the bottom and go all the way up. And you guys, while I do this, you guys talk amongst yourselves. All right, so what I did, I basically pushed in really hard into those coils of the spring, went all the way up and went all the way back down again. And where this thing was just black with soot, it is now back to its almost original state, nice and clean. So I'm going to set that right here, and now we're going to work on that barrel. I'm going to go ahead and get another cloth. So we have the barrel here, and on first glance, it looks like it's clean. And again, it's not super filthy, but like I said previously, I'm going to go ahead and get a little CLP on my rag and on the barrel. I'm just going to wipe around it. Now the barrel has some little nooks and crannies that I'm going to use a little Q-tip for. And with my Q-tip, again, a little additional CLP. And I'm going to get into some of these nooks and crannies, like right here. Oh, look at that. So I'm getting in there and get that in the focus. A little filth in there. Not bad, though, again. I'm going to clean that through, get it nice and spread about. covering on everything here. And very much like everything else, this is going to get additional coating of a lubrication. I'm looking at my feed ramp. My feed ramp looks actually really good. Go there. A little on the feed ramp just to get a little extra clean. Now, if you saw my previous video when I was talking about cleaning my barrel of the AR, I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to plug up the barrel slightly, take a little CLP, go right in that barrel there. Not a lot, but just enough to coat the inside of that barrel. Rotate that around a little bit. Plug both holes, kind of go like that. And then I'm going to set this aside and let it do a little marinating. Now I'm going to take a look at the slide. Again, we're going to get another rag. Take a look at our slide. And there's a few points. There's a manual, and it talks about a few places you want to lube and clean. You really can't go wrong. As long as you're not going right inside this chamber here, you're fine. And honestly, if you get a little oil in there, just try to get it out as best you can. It's not the end of the world. So what I'm going to do, I put a little oil where I want it, CLP anyway, where I want it, anywhere where I see a little wear on the internals, and then I'm going to give it a wiping around with my clean rag here. Anywhere where I see like this moving pin here, get that right there. Now there's going to be some hard to reach places, and that's where we're going to use a good trusty Q-tip. Never fails with the Q-tip. So deepen these little grooves here. Get there, yeah, and it's good and a little dirty in there, but again, not too bad. It's not overly filthy. And even still with this, I can't get it like I really want to. Well, then now it's fitting in. I just have to wedge it. Oh, yeah, that's good. Get that extra out. I see a little brass wear here. So I'm going to wipe that down really good, too. Get along those tracks that the slide rides on. Get that really good. Get here. Just get it all. I'm going to get another rag, and I'm going to do a little light coating on the outside as well. There we go. Good wiping down. Even hit that Hollison. Wipe it down a little bit. Knock some of that oil off the glass. Try not to get anything inside the emitter itself, but it'll be fine. Hit it a little bit inside with that dry cloth to get the extra off. And right now, we're looking pretty good with that. All right. Now, I'm going to come to the lower part. I haven't forgotten about my barrel. I'm just going to work on this a little bit here now. So what I'm going to do now, before I get ready, I'm going to get a few more cloths. Got the cloths. We're back. Now, if you remember from my last video, I was talking about the cleaning cloths, and one of the best cleaning cloths, you can buy them if you want to, but if you have some old shirts that you know you're not going to wear, some good cotton shirts, just go ahead and cut them up into patches of various sizes. They make really good cleaning cloths. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to oil in a few spots. I see areas in that, the moving parts where that trigger is. I'm going to drop that CLP in there on this trigger bar right here. I'm going to get it there. I'm going to get it right here along the slide where where that slide rides. And I love that CLP because it's not too hard. This isn't too harsh on the polymer. There we go. There we go. But you're just going to hit it in a few spots. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to wipe down, test that action, and get that Get that oil good and inside of there. There you go, just wipe everything down. Not too filthy in there. Let me hit it with a little Q-tip. Some questionable areas, just to see. There. Gently get that there. Getting those takedown grooves. And we're getting a little dirt out of there. Again, it wasn't too filthy. All right, and basically just finish wiping it out. If you see anything that looks a little weird, if you see carbon buildup, try to scratch it off with your fingernail or a pick or something like that. But it looks pretty good. Got the mag well good. Get the excess off. I see some here. Just wiping off the body of it. I feel pretty good about what we got going on here. All right. Now again, we're not necessarily done with any of this stuff because we're going to come back and hit it with some actual lube. Even though the CLP technically is a lubricant as well, I'm going to hit it up with my special unicorn lube. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to take that little rag out that I have plugging it up. Got a good coating of CLP in there. And as I look down the barrel, I can see the little bits of muck in there. It's not a lot, but what I'm going to do is, now I can use a bore snake. I have a 9mm bore snake, but I'm going to use a guide rod in this video. Just carefully place it down. And again, I'm using a small patch. Pull it back through. And then I'm going to reapply another patch. Go through. Go get another patch. This is usually what store-bought patches look like. They're made of a little lightweight material. Let's use one of these, and these are actually good too, especially the white ones, because basically what you want to do with the when they're white, it's a good litmus test. You can run them through the barrel until they come out clean, and this one is clean. So we got the barrel. Again, it wasn't too filthy. Now, as I did before with the rifle cleaning, I'm going to actually put a little lubricant, just dedicated lubricant, on some key points. So I'm going to look inside. Anywhere I see a little wear, I'm going to put a dab of lubricant. Put some on the slide tracks. There you go. Put some on this little part here. Put some here. Put some in this little groove here. There you go. Little points here. Points here. I'm going to try to keep it out of the area where the firing pin is. I'm going to try to keep it out of that channel. Now I'm going to take my rag and I'm going to just gently smooth it around in there. And the neat thing about that, you think, oh, aren't you wiping it off? No, you're really not. I mean, you're wiping off extra, but this stuff, it will stay on and provide you with plenty of lubrication. Just gently wipe it down. And if you intentionally just try to get it up, you will definitely do it, but just gently, think of it as you're smoothing it around, right? Soaking up whatever excess there is, excess, whatever it is. And then now you have a nice lubed slide. We'll put that aside here. Get the lower part. I'm going to look at my moving bits. I'm going to put a little bit on the spring, just a little bit. Put some on this little section here. Put some here on the little slide rails here. Lightly coat my metal parts. Some of that slide channel, the trigger channel. There you go. Smooth that around a little bit. And then wipe it down. Very similar to what we did previously. Think of it as smoothing it around. Distributing it evenly over its parts. Now, like we were saying earlier, it's going to ooze out of this trigger for a little bit because, again, what people would often say I am being over lube, but honestly, I'd rather over than under lube these things. Get it in the takedown area as well. On the other side. Oh, sorry, out of camera there. There we go. Let's wipe it down. Okay. And we're good for right now with that. I'm even going to put a little lube on the springs. And then, just like we were doing earlier, going to wipe that in really well. For this part of the process, I like to take my gloves off, and because I can feel what I'm doing a lot better. Just make sure you don't touch your eyes or anything like this, because this stuff can be corrosive. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my barrel, and I'm going to set it into place like so. Kind of put it through the little hole, and it will lock right into place like so. Then I'm going to take my spring. I'm going to look for that kind of rounded end. Put it through the little feed hole and push it into place. Just push it down a little bit and it kind of locks right into place. There you go. I'm going to take the slide, line everything up, and put it in. Test for action. I'm going to lock it back. Again, verify that we're clear. And a lot of people are just like, well, don't you know it's clear? Well, you just want to be careful. You know what I'm saying? You'd rather just take that extra spot of caution and prevent an accident than being careless. So we're looking at that it's clear. I'm going to physically check to make sure we're clear, and it is. We'll slowly drop the hammer back again. Test for function. Hold it, trigger down. Oh. And then listen for that reset. And there it is. So here I have my Walther mag, and Walther mags are metal. So you want to give them a little special care because you don't want them rusting. As you can see, if it's picking up on camera, it's not horribly dirty, but I can see a little muck on my follower. I'm going to take a little rag here, take a little CLP, douse it on the rag, and then I'm going to clean out my follower. Look at it, and it looks like there's going to be an area where I'm going to need a Q-tip to get to, so I'm going to take a Q-tip, get to those hard to reach places in that follower. I might even have to press down a little bit to get that good angle. And mags do get dirty. So clean that out. And you see here we got a little bit of dirt off of it. Now what I'm going to do, with that rag that I put a little CLP in, I'm going to wipe this mag down. Give it a good coating. That's just going to give a little protection to your metal mags. And that's about it. You might want to wipe it down if it gets a little greasy for you, but that's how you do it. And that's how I clean my Walther PDP F-Series. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative. If you have, consider dropping a like. If you really enjoy the content, a subscribe would be greatly appreciated. And hit that bell notification so you stay up to date whenever I drop a new video. Thank you guys as always for watching. Keep on watching. Be safe out there and live the dream.